Hi, I'm Kate with The Productive Teacher, and today we're going to play the word maker game with the IG word family. One-syllable words can be made up of an onset, that's the letter or letters that come before the vowel in a one-syllable word, and a rime, that's the vowel and any letters that come after it. All of the words in a word family have the same rime, but they can have different onsets. In the word maker game, we combine onsets and the rime to see if we can make words. As you watch the video, you can listen to me read the words, you can read the words with me, or you can mute the video and read the words by yourself. Let's get started. Big. Big is a word. Sig. Sig is not a word. Remember, the letter C makes the S sound before the letter I. Dig. Dig is a word. Fig. Fig is a word. Gig. Gig is a word. In this case, the letter G is not making the J sound before the letter I. Hig. Hig is not a word. Jig. Jig is a word. Kig. Kig is not a word. Lig. Lig is not a word. Mig. Mig is not a word. Pig. Pig is a word. Rig. Rig is a word. Sig. Sig is not a word. Tig. Tig is not a word. Vig. Vig is not a word. Wig. Wig is a word. Yig. Yig is not a word. Zig. Zig is a word. Chig. Chig is not a word. Fig. Spelled this way, fig is not a word. Shig. Shig is not a word. Thig. Thig is not a word. Quig. Quig is not a word. Wig. Spelled this way, wig is not a word. Blig. Blig is not a word. Brig. Brig is not a word. Clig. Clig is not a word. Crig. Crig is not a word. Drig. Drig is not a word. Flig. Flig is not a word. Frig. Frig is not a word. Glig. Glig is not a word. Grig. Grig is not a word. Plig. Plig is not a word. Prig. Prig is not a word. Slig. Slig is not a word. Smig. Smig is not a word. Spig. Spig is not a word. Stig. Stig is not a word. Trig. Trig is not a word. Scrig. Scrig is not a word. Shrig. Shrig is not a word. Splig. Splig is not a word. Squig. Squig is not a word. Strig. Strig is not a word. Thrig. Thrig is not a word. Great job. Let's count up how many words we made. Great job. We made 9 words in the IG word family. I'll see you next time.